have got $1 billion, which is quite sick, I would say. Just take that and run off. Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to a new episode on Transport Fever 2 in the campaign with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to beautiful Florida then. For a quick start, I hope I don't sound tired at all in this video. I've just come off of a long drive back home and I'm very quickly recording all the episodes I need to bring you guys next week, so I hope all is fine there. But in the last episode then, we've actually taken care of a lot of things and we are currently actually waiting to take care of some tourist attraction goals, or well, some touristic goals. On the one hand side, we have to transport a bunch of people out here, which we don't want to hear these things, but we do have to transport a bunch of people out here by boat to the Everglades, and we also have to transport a few more people by streetcar. The other part of this task we're already done with. That's about everything that we do have, so that is most certainly going to warrant a cut in just a second. But just before we get started, if you're new around the channel and you do happen to enjoy this episode, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. We've currently got a crazy ambitious goal going of trying to 1k subscribers by the end of the year, so every single one is truly going to help. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the episode, also make sure to hit that like button. But with that said then, I'm going to go place a quick cut, and we'll see each other again once we've got these two goals out of the way. Alright everyone, so welcome back. We are just about to hit the last goal here. We've got 7 people in this hovercraft. We're supposed to transport 7 more people, so we should be able to hit that goal. Unless 2 people just decide to stay in the hovercraft and go back to Miami, because you know why not just have a little bit of a round trip going for you? Yeah, okay. Slightly confusing, I guess. I guess they just wanted a round trip and wanted to experience hovercraft, which I guess why not? You know, I would love to go on a hovercraft. Sounds like a terrific and a cool thing to do. Never done that in my life. But there we go then, I hope, or not. Still waiting for one why is there 2 people, like, constantly remaining on this boat? Can everyone explain themselves here? Is that like, well, what's going on there? I don't know. It seems like they've snuck onto the boat and nobody ever found them or something. Are they just living on there now? That is unacceptable in my vehicles. Okay, but there we go then. That should hopefully now be it. Fingers crossed. Please? Let's see, I guess. There we finally go. Beautiful.
Your businesses are booming. The cash is streaming in, and it's all perfectly legal to boot. That's quite an impressive career you've made for yourself.
Well, that is an interesting one, to be honest. Had I known this last episode, we would have probably finished off this task real quick before moving on to the next episode. But it is what it is, I suppose. Florida is out of the way, and with only like 3 or 4 campaign missions, I think, remaining, we are going to go head on to the menu screen, and I'll see you there for the summary on what our next tasks are going to be.
Western Germany after reunification. The Iron Curtain has fallen. Many are convinced that mankind has surmounted the greatest turmoil, and history will now find a peaceful conclusion in capitalism and democracy. State-controlled intervention appears to be an obsolete model ever since the collapse of the Eastern Bloc. In its place, deliberated markets are supposed to help all of humanity to attain happiness and prosperity. Very promising prospects.
Okay, so very interesting then. Western Germany coming back home, I suppose, with that campaign then. Well, the 4th mission in the 3rd chapter, so we're very much nearing the end here of the campaign, actually. 1989 to 2009, just after reunification. A very interesting time period, most certainly, and you can see the ICE down there, which is the German high-speed train. Well, beautiful little thing that. So, looking forward to that. Let's get started, and let's see what this chapter and this mission has to offer for us.
The Cold War is history. The era of global liberalism. The era of democracy and market economics. in the transport industry too. You have been promoted to upper echelon management at the German Federal Railway, and you're supposed to usher in an era of change in railroad toward improving competitiveness, toward increasing cost efficiency. Get the Federal Railway in good shape for the future. A new era is dawning.
Alright, so there we are. That was a very weird intro, I have to say, to this mission. Did you all hear her cut out there too? Just skip parts. That was kind of weird. But anyways, what I just wanted to actually quickly say, I have to say, is in terms of like the train station design, I find it quite interesting because I think like these parts where the actual passengers board are very reminiscent of what you would actually see in like medium-sized German train stations. These parts here though, I mean, holy bejesus, is that a futuristic and like good-looking design. Not sure if that's standing anywhere in Germany, but anyways, moving on. So I'm going to play this here real quick as well, because usually that does play at the start of the game. So we're going to go and check out what she has to say here, and then we're going to move on to the actual tasks.
Reunited at last, Germany faces a rosy future, but it hasn't gotten that far yet, at least not at the German Federal Railway. Each year, the business incurs huge losses. But politics expects to see a maximum range of services. This just wouldn't work in the private sector, but luckily the federal government assumes all the debts. Despite declining passenger figures and rising deficits, even less used routes are still supposed to remain in service. That won't happen without generous loans.
Alright, so that is our first task then, I suppose. Local public transits of the towns to a value of 1,500. What is going on with the music right now? That's some funky music. I guess it somewhat fits the time. It's somewhat buggy, weirdly enough. I don't know what's going on with the sound, but we've got some funky, cool music. But yeah, so we have got $1 billion. Which is quite sick, I would say. Just take that and run off. Who would go with me? But yeah, so local public transit of the towns. I mean, local to me would mean like buses and stuff, no? Because like having trains go back and forth would be regional, correct? Huh. Interesting one. What I do have to say is quite interesting is that the actual locations of some of these well, the bigger cities, you know, of course, coming from Germany seems somewhat accurate. Fuller should probably be a bit more north, but there's no more space on the map. Well, Munich didn't make it on the map anymore either. But yeah, so interesting one right there. I'm not quite sure what to start with now, to be honest. A grant of 100 million per year will be credited automatically. Oh boy, that's crazy. Okay, I'm not quite sure. Also in Frankfurt, the skyscrapers are on the northern end, and this is the smaller end. Anyways, I'm kind of deviating from what the actual topic is here. So I think we will start to try this using buses and seeing how this index here develops, if that's what the game actually wants for us, or if it actually intends on us doing something different. We'll go and get like a public line going, and if that index, well, a public in terms of, we'll get a bus line going, right? And if the index goes up, we'll just spam buses everywhere. If it doesn't, we'll try and see if trains work instead, basically. So let's get started with this then. Frankfurt bus, or Frankfurt Road Depot, actually. I've got a Mercedes-Benz, 70 kilometers an hour. I've got an MAN, 80 kilometers an hour. The BK670. Okay, cool. Sorry. And we've got this Berghof thingy, which is even faster, even more people. I think we're going to start out with that. And we're going to try all of these buses out eventually. Probably we're just going to start by basically like having the big buses in the big cities. And if we go down to the smaller cities, we can have like a Mercedes or something and just check that thing out too, you know. But yeah, so given that we've got an enormous, obscene, and yeah, absolutely crazy amount of money, we're just going to spam as much as we want to, basically. And we're going to check out what the Frankfurt bus here does for us. Actually, let me play this at normal speed so we can quickly check out these. Oh, wait, they even have the line? Oh, that's so cool. Wait, was that always the case for the other, like, cable cars and stuff, too? It could have been. I think I remember already seeing that once. That is quite cool that you actually have that going for you. And the best part is, this is actually telling you where the bus is going next as well. That's actually quite sick. I like it. That was quite close to an accident right there, though. Holy moly. Alright, anyways. You can see that this is actually going up, which is beautiful. Absolutely enjoying that. So we're going to basically work on that a bit more in the big cities. I think we're going to start with Würzburg here, because, well, these are already connected, so probably going to eventually have a train line going there. So let's get that going. I'm not even going to get any like huge public transit platforms going or anything in front of the train stations, because given the amount of like cities that we actually have to supply with public transport, I think time is of the essence here. So we'll make each and every one of these cities as quick as we can in terms of the execution, and then quickly just move on to the next one once we're done. So, Würzburg then being also a bit of a bigger city, we will do the same sort of thing for buses here, maybe a few less. Get that out on the road, and on we move. After that, we would have... I mean, these two cities are connected, these two here aren't. I think out here in this little town, well, not really town, more like a village to be fair, we can actually attach the whole village with one. Okay, I mean, that just doesn't make sense to have a bus stop going there, to be honest. We can literally the whole city has already got access to the train station, so why in the world would I even get public transport going there? Same thing down here, to be honest. I think this is... Let's make this count as a smaller city, alright? So we can get some of the other buses going as well. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Interesting one, because, you know, most of these cities... Whoopsies. That's going the wrong way. But yeah, most of these cities are actually kind of already so small that you don't really need public transport, and then the really big ones, we were already of course putting the really big buses. It's gonna be kind of interesting where we use which buses. But yeah, so we'll start with this one, go all the way around, and we will call this Heilbronn bus. Beautiful. We'll go and get a new set of buses going out here, and I think we're just going to make this the BK670. It's still a rather big city, I suppose, is it? Comparatively? And Stuttgart is going to get, like, super big ones. This city out here. I'm not sure, to be honest, like, to be fair. I think we're going to use the MAN ones just so we can try some other ones out, because... The thing is that I think the plan of big and small cities getting different sorts of buses won't work in general. That's the MAN one, by the way, then. That won't work in general because, like, the small cities are literally all, like, kind of made so that... I mean, literally the entire village is in reach of the train station. They don't need public transport. They can literally just walk there. Like, even that, where you would think, you know, maybe this part is too far away. Nope. And then you've got, like, cities like these, which are... I don't know. Oh, this one here. Okay, we found one city that is not entirely in reach of the train station. So this is where we will use these Mercedes buses, just to be able to check them out too. I probably want to get a line going before we actually want... Oh, autosave. Let's wait for that, I suppose. Okay, not that many, just one should suffice. But yeah, let's get a line going out here. And let's call it Roar Bus. Absolutely do not know that town, village, city, whatever it's supposed to be. IRL. It is probably absolutely minute. But yeah, we're going to go and get these Mercedes buses going out here. And we will watch them drive out. Beautiful. I'm wondering, to be honest, on some of these smaller towns here, if that's maybe just some employees of the Transport Fever devs or something being like, that's the village I live in, that has to be on the map or something. Because honestly, I have got no clue what sort of thingies these are. The interesting part also being that these, well, these cities down here and these cities down here have kind of the federal state mentioned after the name, right? This is Bavaria, this is, I'm not sure what the English translation is, but basically they have the federal state mentioned after this one. These don't. Not sure why. I mean, they certainly belong to the federal state. Well, that one. Well, yeah, no, I mean, they do, so yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Anyways, we're going to move on with some more public transport. Then, do we have any buses that we haven't used yet, or can we just go around all the big cities using all the big buses now? I think the BK670 we've potentially not used, but we can just use that in a somewhat big one, I suppose. Let's go to Ulm. We're going to go and get some more stuff going out here. Just like... Is that the same city? Wait. Alright. Memorize the city layout, yeah? Is that not somewhat the same? I mean, let's say it's not far off. We just gotta extend down a street right here. And a street right here. And like a street like... Wow, I mean... Okay, anyways. Not too far off, really. We're gonna go get a road depot down out there. We're gonna make a new line and lead that all the way around the city beautifully. And we will call it Ulm Bus. And get more buses on the way. We're literally just gonna spam this now for a few cities until... that axis figure is basically where we need it. I'm not sure if, like, actually having locomotives and stuff could have pushed that too. I guess probably not. That is the last bus then to actually check out for us. Have to say, this one feels less modern than some of the other ones. You can see no electric signs, no nothing. And no actual destination signs or anything else. So, yeah. Nobody knows where this bus is going, I suppose. That's fine. We've got that one covered. I would like to check out, though. Can we see in the stats window here? I'm not sure. I really do wonder whether getting like a train going would actually do something for us in terms of the figures. I'm going to just try it out, I think, because I do want to just see what's going to happen, you know. We've got Nuremberg out there, which we're probably going to connect to Würzburg eventually, so... we're just going to go, get a train depot, we're going to put that out here, and we're going to get some high-speed train tracks laid out, catenary and everything, connect that out there, and we're going to make a line between Frankfurt and, whoops, this one here, between Frankfurt and Würzburg, and we're going to see what's going to happen there. I'm really not sure what will happen, if that is going to do anything for us. If not, you know, at the very least we get to see some cool new trains or something, so that works. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Rail bus, interesting. Diesel powered 2-axle railcar and lightweight construction with diesel engines built into the chassis underneath the car, was used on unprofitable secondary lines. Oh wow, look at that maintenance cost. That's absolutely minute compared to some of these things. That's quite cool, to be honest. Never seen one of these in Germany. That's usually like a freight train, basically. Well, this one... that one's also quite interesting, I guess. Diesel electric, of course, and you've got some... Interesting. You've got a, well, double-decker, basically, which is cool. And then you've got ICEs. Hehe, beautiful. Yeah. Speed record for rail vehicles in 1988, 406.9 kilometers. They don't build them to go that fast anymore these days, which is, well, it's kind of sad, you know. It would be cool to just traverse the country in 2 hours or something, but they focus more on, well, cost effectiveness these days instead of high speeds. You know, the ICE ones can still go that fast. Well, could theoretically. They don't usually go more than like 300 or something if they really want to. But the newer ones, I think, are somewhat limited to like 200, 250 or something. So yeah, annoying. Anyways, we will, on this train line, just get an ICE. Let's just get one of these things. Why not? No, that's why, I guess. Okay, we will then go and remove that. And let's get a diesel. Let's get a diesel locomotive going for the time being. Gonna get some of these things on there. Gonna make it nice and long and huge and magnificent. We're gonna add another one of these to the back. Because why not? And then we're gonna get that going. Sick. Let's check that out then. That is gonna be awesome. These things, by the way, are still being used even these days. So, well, quite cool to actually see that in action out here. Not the highest detail of models, I would say, but yeah. That's going beautifully. You can see the end of the train chilling right there while all the other train cars are just morphing through it. Also quite interesting. And you know what's also interesting? Literally all of these train cars first class. There's no second class out here. So either we're still in a GDR where there's no two-class system, or I missed something else. Anyways, so that one's gonna get going. Let's just see if this explodes in terms of access to local public transit. I don't think so, because, like, it's not local, right? Shouldn't explode. Oh, no. I mean, the figure is just steadily going up, I suppose. We're gonna go and move on. We're gonna go and actually get Stuttgart taken care of, rather. And that way, we will hopefully actually fill most of that bar, because that's quite the huge city in here, so should be able to cover most of the rest of this, especially given that we're still growing that number currently. So, a nice line all the way around. We're going to call it Stuttgart Bus. Beautiful. And we will need another road depot, which we can grab right here. And we'll set that down right there. Main reason, honestly, here being why I don't use trams, that we will just have to make a lot of changes to a lot of streets, because there's literally no tram lines currently anywhere, so it's honestly just the quicker approach. Maybe we can actually do one, to be honest. Shall we just do a tram line real quick, just to see what sort of options we have? Why not, I suppose? Let's do Nuremberg. I think that feels like a good option to me. We're going to do Nuremberg. We're going to go have one bus stop there, one there, one there, one there, and one beautifully right there. Going to get a line going. Get that routed all the way around the outside of Nuremberg. And we are going to call that Nuremberg Tram. These should, I hope, convert once I go and upgrade the streets. Let's see about that. We want a tram track electric player ownership. Interesting. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. Bus lane? Really? There's bus lanes now. Very interesting indeed. So what does it need for a bus lane to exist? Ooh. Wait. That's an interesting one. Oh, look at that. You can just literally have the bus stop in the middle and then have like traffic being routed around the... That's quite cool. Look at that. I love it. But yeah, okay. So, I mean, that's something that we're eventually surely going to explore more in the Transport Fever 2 free mode part of the Transport Fever video series on my channel. But what we're now going to focus on is actually this out here. So I'm going to have to kind of see to actually connecting all of these. So this goes around here, goes up there, goes down there. That should work. Okay, cool. And now these still do not work for trams, which is weird because usually they should just convert right away. So I do not very much like that. We'll just quickly go and remove them and place them back down, I guess? I suppose that was a bit of a mistake there. Gonna just do that here, basically. Sometimes that already re-adds them. Yeah, that already re-adds them as stops, and now you can see that they're all available for trams, so I suppose we fixed them that way. Gonna go get a tram depot going, which does appear to be slightly... What? What do you mean? Okay, it does appear to actually have changed somewhat in appearance to tram depot. Not quite sure how it used to look, but anyways, we're gonna buy vehicles. Okay. That's cool. We're just gonna take the biggest, baddest, fastest one on the block, I suppose. Get like 10 of them. Why not? Probably because we're gonna cause a huge traffic chaos and we don't need that many, but we'll get 100 mil every year, so you know, who cares? But yeah, cool, awesome. That's like a true 70s cable car, I suppose. 80s, rather. Nearly 90s, wow. But yeah.
So that customers actually make use of the offer too.
Alright. So, trains stopped. Wait, so the trains do count? Interesting. Okay. Have trains with a total capacity of at least 900 people and use and reach an average frequency of 120 seconds. Okay, so what I suppose we will have to somewhat do here is get another train going on this line for a start, and then we'll probably also need to get some other lines going to get some more train lines going, basically, that we can have actual trains with capacity going on. So we're going to go get an electric train this time around. Ooh, what's that one actually? Ooh, regional. Okay, so this one is actually an interesting one. Regional Express is basically not like a huge city offer, but it goes between the smaller towns in Germany. So that's also an interesting one. I think we're going to use that, but not for this purpose. So here, we will go and use this. Make this nice and long, 210 people. And we're going to slap another one in the back because we have the money to do so. Excellent. Perfect speed and everything, and we're going to go and put that on this line, and technically I think this should work given that we do have the signals and everything else to get that going. So behind this signal, right? Yes, see, now that he's past that signal, that train can already move on. I'm not sure it's actually going to automatically choose a different location to chill at and take on passengers, so let's maybe quickly watch that. Oh, there was the honk right there. Oh yeah, see, they evade each other. Absolutely beautiful. So that works. Nice and beautiful. That incredibly increased our capacities right there. Now, yeah, these are not connected, so... Well, actually, we could do something else, to be fair. We've got this bigger city connected to this smaller city, so we could honestly... I think we're literally just going to go and do that then. So we're going to go from here to here. Hello. Thank you. And we're going to call it for what it is as usual to be able to quickly identify things. And then we're going to get a train depot and we're going to get one of these regional express things going because, you know, that looked quite cool. I would certainly love to be able to check that out. So why not do that? Let's go and get some tracks laid out. We're gonna try and plunk those down somewhat nicely out here. Cool. And then we're gonna go buy vehicles and we will buy this commuter train here. You can see it's already pre-configured, so you can't make it longer or shorter unless you just put another one down, which I guess, you know, is always an option. But 100 people capacity, top speed 130 electric and everything, absolutely beautiful. Gonna go and add that to the fleet. Buy. And we're gonna go and send that on its merry way right there. And well, most certainly don't look quite like that IRL, I can tell you. But I also don't honk like that. But yeah, so that is cool. And that is double decker, our first double decker actually going here. This time around, you know, only second class people allowed. Okay, I see how it is, you know. The regional trains are the ones made for the second class people, and the city trains are only for the first class of people, right? That's basically what the game wants to tell us. Just joking, of course, but God, that is weird. Why in the world are you firstly taking that entry to the railway? No, not to the railway, to the train station. But yeah, I mean, why in the world do these train carts all just have either second class or first class on them? Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, anyways, so that is a good bit of work, I would say, done towards the goal then. I think we'll have to end it off right here. We're going to work a bit more on this capacity frequency goal here in the next episode. Gonna actually try and hit that, and then we're gonna go and see and move towards our future upcoming goals. But with that said then, for today I'm gonna end it off right here. I hope you all very much enjoyed the episode. As usual, of course, if you did, make sure to hit that like button down below. It does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. And don't forget about that bell icon either to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.